Good afternoon, students. We are discussing chapter number 12, electricity, very important chapter in physics. And there are some numericals also, which I told you we'll discuss, and I will explain to you by actually doing them on a piece of paper. Right now, I'm just trying to explain the chapter to you. Alright, we have discussed about what electricity is, what is the flow of charge, how electrons move in a conductor. We have also discussed about what is current measured in amperes, milliamperes, microamperes, what is potential and potential difference, how it is measured, what are the units of potential and potential difference. Also, we discussed about conductors, good conductors and poor conductors, insulators, what insulators are, what are poor conductors, what is a resistor in general, what is resistance and resistivity, but what is the resistance of a substance to the flow of electrons. Alright, now we come to an important part, and that is factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. And we have just started this, so I'm going to start from here. Alright, now you can see a simple circuit is shown out here. Okay, in this activity, a simple circuit is shown. There is a positive of a battery and negative of a battery. There is an ammeter to measure the current passing and a switch. As soon as the switch is depressed, okay, a closed switch. What you see in the figure is a closed switch. If there is no black circle, black dot, it means it is an open switch. Alright, now here the current is flowing. Now there is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, that means the first one, number 1 is a nichrome wire. Okay, that wire is made of nickel and chromium alloy, which you have discussed earlier. It's an alloy of nickel and chromium. It is generally used in electricity experiments, a nichrome wire. Alright, of a certain thickness and length. Okay, we take a nichrome wire of some known thickness and length. Area of cross section means uska length. Okay, so if I have got a pencil, for example, you see this, and I got a pen out here. You see the area of thickness, the area of cross section, the thickness are different, slightly different. Okay, this is called the area of cross section. This is the area of cross section. You can see the pen has got a slightly larger area of cross section. That means it is thicker than the pencil. Alright, so we take number 1 nichrome wire of different thickness and different lengths, and we try to find out whether there is a difference in resistivity and therefore a difference in the current flowing through it because of the length of the wire as well as the thickness of the wire. And we find experiment wise that the amount of current flows through it depends upon 2 major factors. Number 1 is the length of the wire. It is directly proportional to the length of the wire. Directly proportional to length of wire means what? Longer the wire, more the current flowing through it. Okay, that means longer the wire, less the resistance and more the current. Okay, current and resistance are inversely proportional. If you want higher current, then the resistance should be less. If you want more current or less current, then the resistance should be high. Okay, it's opposites, inverse. So here in this case, longer the wire, more the current flowing and less the resistance. Similarly, thicker the wire. If the wire is thick, then it will offer more. That means the area of cross section is more. In this case, in the case of the pen, the area of cross section is more than this side. You can see. So if the area of cross section is more, then that means if it is thicker, then the current, that means the resistance is high and the current will be low. Alright. So these are 2 major factors that are found by factors influencing the flow of current or factors affecting resistance. Also, if you want to minimize current, so supposing you want to minimize the current, make the current flowing through a conductor less, then you will increase the resistance. If you want to increase the current, then you will decrease the resistance. It's opposite, right? And how can you increase and decrease the resistance? By monitoring its length and monitoring its thickness. Here 2 factors. Of course, there is another third factor also, temperature. But generally the temperature remains constant at room temperature. Okay, so the temperature factor is not so important, but these 2 are very important factors. Alright, now this circuit is shown here and different thickness wires and length. Plug in the key and route the current in the ammeter. Okay, and now you can also do one more thing. You see, for example, I have underlined here, notice the difference in current in all the cases. Does the current depend on the length of the conductor? Does the current depend on the area of crossness or the cross section or the thickness of the wire? Yes, it does. Okay, the third factor, as I told you, is temperature, which is not important because we take it at constant temperature. Okay, the room temperature. Another important factor to consider is the material itself. कॉपर है, एल्यूमिनियम का वायर है, कॉपर का वायर है, नाइक्रोम वायर है. What kind of wire is it? Okay, what is it made of? Silver का wire है, gold wire. Okay, in other words, the material of the wire also plays an important role. Some materials offer greater resistance, some materials offer less resistance. Okay, metals in general are good conductors of electricity because they offer less resistance. Okay, non-metals, okay, for example, most of the non-metals are in gaseous state, and therefore they cannot be used here as for experiments. But the metals also, all metals are not equally they do not conduct electricity to the same extent. Some conduct more, some conduct less. Okay, for example, you can't use sodium and potassium wires because they are brittle, they'll break completely. Alright, it is observed that the ammeter reading, current reading, decreases to 1/2 when the length of the wire is doubled. So if you double the wire, then the resistance, you see, it is observed that the ammeter reading, that means the current decreases to 1/2 when the length of the wire is doubled. If you double the wire, then the resistance, remember, the resistance will increase. If you double the wire, the resistance increases, and therefore in this case the current will decrease. Okay, the ammeter reading is increased when a thicker wire of the same material and of the same length is used in the circuit. Alright, this is an important point, and you can see what it really means. The thicker the wire here, okay, the thicker the wire, this part is important. Okay, the ammeter reading is increased, that means the current flowing through the circuit is increased when the thicker wire of the same material and of the same length is used in the circuit. A change in ammeter reading is observed when a wire of different material, okay, this is different material, instead of nichrome you can take copper or aluminum, same length and same area of cross section is used. On applying Ohm's law, we observed that resistance of the conductor depends on its length, on its area cross section, and on the nature of the material, whether it's copper or aluminum, what it is. Okay, length of the wire, okay, and the thickness, area of cross section of the wire. Precise measurements have shown that the resistance of a uniform metallic conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Now you can see in formula form, R stands for resistance. R is directly proportional to L, the length of the wire. That means longer the wire, more the resistance, less the current. Once again, longer the wire, more the resistance, and less the current. If resistance is more, current will be less. If resistance is low, current will be more. Okay, and resistance is also inversely proportional to area. That means if area of cross section, that means it becomes thicker. If it becomes thicker, then resistance will actually decrease. If it becomes thinner, the resistance will increase. So it is inversely proportional to area of cross section. For example, look at this pencil. Okay, compare it with the pen's lid. Okay, which one is thicker? You can see this one, the pen. The pen has got greater area of cross section. So in this case, the resistance will be actually 1/A, means if A increases, then R will decrease. That means the resistance will decrease. Okay, if A increases. So resistance, the thicker the wire, the less resistance and more the current will flow through it. Okay, so if I want more current, which one will I choose? I will choose this one. Why? Because the resistance will be less. In this case, the resistance will be more, and therefore current through it will be less. So if I want to pass more current, I should choose a thicker wire. For example, you must have seen that on the poles, okay, electricity poles outside the streets, on the streets, okay, street के ऊपर जो वायर जा रहा है वो काफी थिक होता है. वो थिक इसलिए होता है कि ज्यादा करंट चाहिए उसमें, you want more current to flow. But again, the length of the wire is quite big. You see, it's very long. So in that case, resistance will decrease. इसलिए दोनों के बीच में compromise होता है. How long the wire is, at the same time how thick it is. You have to find a middle point between them. Combining the two equations, we get R is equal to rho. वो symbol है ना, P जैसा symbol. Okay, this is the symbol that I am talking about. Okay, look where the cursor is. Okay, you can see this symbol. Okay, R is equal to P जैसा symbol, L upon A. Here rho is called the resistivity of the material of the wire. Resistivity, resistance nahi. Resistivity is an intrinsic characteristic property of the wire. It cannot be changed. Okay, resistance can change, but resistivity will not change. You understand? For example, I'll give you an example. The color of your eyes. Okay, you may grow older, whatever may happen to you, may live here, you may live somewhere, but the color of your eyes is not going to change. In the same way, resistivity of copper, whether it's in United States or England or here, the resistivity of copper will always be the same. Okay, but the resistance of the circuit using copper wire may be different. Okay, resistance of the circuit increase or decrease कर सकते हैं, लेकिन resistivity of the material of the wire will not change. It is unique to that material. It is unique to copper. It is unique to aluminum. It is unique to all those substances. Okay, silver, gold and so on. Every substance has its own resistivity. अगर resistivity बहुत high है तो वो resistor बन जाता है, मतलब वो insulator बन जाता है. It will be at very high resistivity. So when you want to choose wires, you choose wires made of materials which have got low resistivity. उसकी resistivity low होनी चाहिए ताकि वो ज़्यादा करंट allow करे. Okay, रबर तो चूज नहीं कर सकते हैं क्योंकि रबर की resistivity बहुत high होती है. इसलिए it will be an insulator, pointless, just like wood. Okay, so see that formula. R is equal to rho. It's a Greek letter rho, not P. It's not. It looks like P, but it is rho, a Greek symbol. L upon A, where L is the length of the material of the wire and A is the area of cross section or thickness. Okay, where rho is a constant of proportionality and is called the electrical resistivity of the material of the conductor. सिर्फ रेजिस्टिविटी बोलो देन इट्स आल्सो ओके, नॉट इलेक्ट्रिकल रेजिस्टिविटी पूरा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ रेजिस्टिविटी इज ओम मीटर. अब ये ओम मीटर कैसे आया? सी आर इज इक्वल टू रो, एल इज इन मीटर्स, लेंथ इज ऑलवेज इन मीटर्स. ओके, एंड ए एरिया क्रॉस सेक्शन इज इन मीटर स्क्वायर. सो एक मीटर और ऊपर नीचे कैंसिल हो जाएगा. ओके, एंड देन ऑन द अदर साइड आर रेजिस्टेंस इज मेजर्ड इन ओम्स. So resistivity is ohm meter. Okay, so the SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. It is the characteristic property of the material and it cannot be changed. The metals and alloys have very low resistivity in the range of 10 to power minus ohm meter to 10 to power minus 6 ohm meters. उसका metals and alloy उसका resistivity बहुत low होता है, इसलिए they are good conductors. They are good conductors of electricity. Insulators like rubber and glass have resistivity of the order of 10 to power 12 to 10 to power 17 plus देखो minus power नहीं है, 10 to power plus 12, 10 to power plus 17, very high resistivity. What good these are rubber and glass. Okay, very high resistivity. That's what they are full of conductors or almost insulators. Both the resistance and resistivity of material vary with temperature. They vary with temperature, but here of course we are talking about room temperature. So obviously when we measure resistivity of a material, we are talking about room temperature. But when temperature changes a lot, for example, if you go to sub-zero temperatures like Antarctica or Arctic, okay, the North Pole and South Pole, where the temperatures are below zero all the time, even in summer, okay, then resistivity will change a little bit. If you take a copper wire and measure its resistivity on Mars or on Jupiter, okay, where it is very very cold, then resistivity will obviously change. But here we are talking about room temperature. Okay, so that is about resistivity and resistance. There is a difference between the two. Resistance can change. Resistivity of a material on earth at room temperature will be the same. Temperature, this is table 2.2 reveals, it shows that the resistivity of an alloy in general is higher than that of its constituent metals, and that is why alloys are, since the resistivity of an alloy is higher, it will be a poor, it shows less conductivity of electricity. Alloys do not oxidize, they do not burn. Oxidize means they do not burn in air with oxygen readily at high temperatures. For this reason they are commonly used in electrical heating devices like electric iron, toasters, etc. इलेक्ट्रिक आयन इस्त्री करने के लिए, ओके, आयनिंग करने, कपड़े को आयन करने के लिए, इसको अगर खोलो ने, अंदर एक प्लास्टिक जैसी चीज होती है, उसको माइका बोलते हैं, MICA. Some people call it mica, some call it mica. Okay, Americans call it mica, we call it mica. This thin sheet, it is made of an alloy. It is there on the iron plate just above, and वो एकदम गर्म हो जाता है, and therefore हमको इस्त्री करने में काम आता है, but it does not melt, okay, easily. So alloys do not oxidize, that is they do not burn easily at high temperatures, और इसीलिए हम ये टोस्टर वगैरह को यूज कर सकते हैं. टंगस्टन इज यूज्ड ऑलमोस्ट एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर फिलामेंट्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब्स, whereas copper and aluminum are generally used for electrical लाइन्स, बाहर जो कॉपर, अब कॉपर नहीं यूज किया जाता है, अब एल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर इज टू कॉस्टली, इसलिए कॉपर हैज बीन फेज्ड आउट, ओनली एल्यूमिनियम वायर्स आर यूज्ड। ऑल्सो टंगस्टन फिलामेंट्स इन इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब्स, उसको फिलामेंट बल्ब बोलते थे, जो येलो कलर का बल्ब पहले आता था, अब कहीं नहीं दिखता है। ओके, बहुत इट इज not so efficient, that bulb, it does not produce so much light compared to a tube light or compared to a CFC bulb or compared to an LED bulb. Okay, it does not have so much luminescence power, it does not have that light the same, and it also consumes more electricity, इसलिए टंगस्टन bulbs है, टंगस्टन filaments, वो भी अब ज्यादातर यूज नहीं किया जाता है। Alright, there is a question here. Okay, why are alloys used in electrical heating devices? The answer is here on this page itself. Alloys do not oxidize, burn readily at high temperatures. For this reason, they are commonly used in electrical devices like electric iron, toasters, etc. You see, this is the reason why I tell you that you must read the chapter thoroughly. And since it is your textbook, you must write such things in the margin. जैसे मैं कैसा लिखता हूँ और आपको भी encourage कर रहा हूँ, write down these things with a pencil. Use a pencil and write it there. It helps you to study. The best place to study from is your textbook. Okay, that is the best one. All right. So let's go ahead now. See, this table 12.2 shows electrical resistivity of some substances at 20 degrees Celsius. देखो इसमें temperature mention किया है. 20 degrees generally room temperature नहीं होता है, but in many places, in Europe and America, Canada, this 20 degrees is quite common. Even during summer season, they have 20, 23, 24, 25 degrees Celsius. Alright, now conductors, material and its resistivity in ohm meters. Now look at the conductors, then alloys and insulators. अब material देखो silver, उसका conductivity देखो, resistivity. Remember one thing, lower the resistivity, the better the conductor. It will conduct more electricity. Silver का देखो 1.6 into 10 to power minus 8. Then copper का slightly more. And that is why you can see silver is a better conductor than copper. लेकिन हम silver wires तो नहीं use कर सकते हैं because silver is too expensive. Otherwise silver is a better conductor than copper because its resistivity is slightly less. Okay, then you can see that copper, aluminum, tungsten, nickel, iron, chromium, mercury, manganese. Okay, manganese का देखो, mercury का 94 into 10 to power minus 8. So all of them are 10 to power minus 8. Then 10 to power minus 6 हो जाता है mercury और manganese. 10 to power minus 6 है manganese 1.84, मतलब उसकी resistivity slightly more है, and therefore compared to silver it is less conductor, less मतलब poorer conductor compared to silver and copper. Silver, copper and aluminum are extremely good conductors, but as I told you, silver is too expensive, we can't use it, so we use copper and aluminum. Slowly even copper has been phased out compared to, देखो copper और aluminum को compare करो, copper is a much better conductor compared to aluminum, but copper and silver both being expensive, we are now switching over to aluminum everywhere. All right, then alloys देखो, mixture of metals, constantin. Okay, constantin is again an alloy of copper and nickel. Okay, magnenin, alloy of copper, manganese and nickel, and then nichrome, which is an alloy of nickel and chromium, and a little bit of manganese and iron are added to it. But look at the alloys, their resistivity, remember, lower the resistivity, better the conductor. Okay, उसका देखो 49 into 10 to power minus 6, 44 into 10 to power minus 6, 100 into 10 to power minus 6. Now in this case, okay, lower the reactivity, but compared to, if you compare them to metals, ऊपर जो metals है उसको compare करो, they are good conductors. Alloys are not such good conductors because their resistivity is slightly higher. Okay, and insulators का देखो, उसका पावर देखो, 10 to power 10 पॉजिटिव हो गया, अभी नेगेटिव पावर नहीं है. Glass 10 to power 10 to 10 to power 14, very high resistivity, it will not allow electrons to move, and therefore current will not flow. In the same way, hard rubber, ebonite, okay, which is then diamond, and paper, dry paper, not moist paper. Moist paper can actually conduct electricity, but all of them have got very high resistivity, and they are insulators, they will not allow electric current to pass through. Alright, you do not have to memorize these values, you can use them for solving numericals. But remember one thing, that if you know दो तीन का मालूम होना, जैसे कॉपर, एल्यूमिनियम, दो तीन का मालूम हो तो ज्यादा अच्छा है. Okay, if you can learn it up. Otherwise, it's not necessary. Wherever required, it will be given in the question. Okay, then here see some questions are there. Again, as I told you, these numericals I will, as soon as the chapter is over, I will have one video in which I will be solving the numericals on paper just like in maths. उसको मैं करके दूंगा and I'll show you how to solve them. Correct? So don't worry about the numericals, and I'm just explaining them. Look at this first one. See, how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source? So V is equal to 220 volts. If the resistance of the filament of the bulb is 1200 ohms, so R is equal to 1200. How much current? I is a symbol for current. I हमको ढूंढना है, V हमको दिया है R. So we can use Ohm's law. V is equal to I into R. हमको I ढूंढना है, I. V is equal to I into R. So I is equal to V upon R, and you can simply find it very easily. How much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater of the coil is 100 ohms? Both the questions are based on Ohm's law. Okay, V is equal to I into R. अब तीनों में से दो दिया, एक को ढूंढना है. Alright, so we can use Ohm's law for this. Solution देखो दिया नीचे. We are given V is 220 volts, R is 1200, and we can get the formula V is equal to I into R. So I is equal to V upon R. 220 upon 1200, which is 0.18 एम्पियर करंट. और दूसरे क्वेश्चन में वही फॉर्मूला यूज करना है, लेकिन इस बार हमको वी हैव टू फाइंड द करंट अगेन. How much voltage we want to find? What is, notice the difference. See, from we have the current I is 220 volts, I upon 100, that is 2.2 ampere current. Now if you look at both of them, देखो रेजिस्टेंस फर्स्ट में देखो कितना रेजिस्टेंस था, 1200 ओम का रेजिस्टेंस था, इसलिए करंट 0.18 एम्पियर है. सेकंड में रेजिस्टेंस कितना था, 100 ओम, सिर्फ 100 ओम, इसलिए करंट देखिए 2.2 एम्पियर्स. फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, द रेजिस्टेंस इज एक्सट्रीमली हाई, 1200 ohms. व्हेन रेजिस्टेंस हाई, करंट इज लो, सो 0.18 एम्पियर आया. अब जब रेजिस्टेंस 100 ohms था, ओके, इलेक्ट्रिक हीटर कॉइल का 100 ohms, तो करंट कितना बढ़ गया देखो, 2.2 amperes, which is a large compared to the first part. It's a very large current. Okay, then see the next question here. The potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volts. So V, capital V is equal to 60 volts. When it draws a current of 4 amperes, current I is equal to 4 amperes from the source. What current will the heater draw? Again, you have to find I if the potential difference is increased to 120 volts. What is the increase in potential difference from 60 to 120? That means 60 volts का increase हुआ. So V is equal to 60 volts. Okay, and at the same time you will have to find resistance first. So resistance कैसे निकालेंगे? वही formula, V is equal to I into R, 60 or 4. So V is equal to I into R. So 60 upon 4. 60 upon 4 means 15 ओम का रेजिस्टेंस है. अब 15 ओम का रेजिस्टेंस को फिर से यूज करो and you will get the current, okay, in amperes. So see, we are given potential difference 60 volts, current 4 amperes, and according to Ohm's law you get V upon I or 15 ohms. ये रेजिस्टेंस आ गया. अब उसी रेजिस्टेंस को यूज करना है when the potential difference is increased to 120 volts, okay, as it is given in the question now. So 120 volts upon 15, and that is 8 ampere current will flow through it. These calculations are quite easy. I'll show them to you how to do them. You will see how easy they are. Not difficult at all. Electricity के there are many students who find these electricity numericals quite difficult because, well, they don't understand the formulas. Okay, we'll do them and you will see how easy they are. Resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohms at 20 degrees Celsius. If the diameter of the wire, that is the thickness, is 0.3 millimeters. Remember here radius नहीं है, diameter है. What will be the resistivity of the metal at that temperature? Using table 12.2, predict the material. कौन सा material होगा? Copper, aluminum, silver, कौन सा है? Okay, so first of all, we are given the resistance is given as 26 ohms. The diameter is 0.2 millimeters or 3 into 10 to power minus 4 meters. इसको मीटर में कन्वर्ट किया है. Remember millimeters को मीटर में. And the length of the wire is 1 meter. दोनों सेम होना चाहिए, length and diameter. Therefore, the resistivity of the given metallic wire, rho, हमको rho calculate करना है, R नहीं, R into A upon L. You put the area निकालना है, area is pi R square. Pi R square, R is radius, not diameter. So 2 नीचे ले लो and you get pi d square upon 4L. Substitute the value and you get 1.84 into 10 to power minus 6 ohm meter. Now if you compare this to the table 1.84 is found to be manganese. So the material of the wire is manganese. All right. Now let us see the next part there. There is one more numerical. A wire of given material having length L and area of cross section A as a resistance of 4 ohms. What would be the resistance of another wire of the same material having length half, that is L by 2, and area of cross section twice? So the area of cross section has been doubled and the length has been halved. So actually you have to find what will be the resistance in this case. How will you find? Again the same formula, resistivity formula. For the first wire, resistance R1 is equal to rho into 1 upon A. Okay, now rho, keep it as it is, rho will cancel out. Okay, so rho into 1 upon A. L is what the length of the wire, A is the area of cross section, and that is given as 4 ohms. Alright, now for the second wire, R2, the resistance of the second wire is equal to rho into L by 2 upon 2A, and that turns out to be 1 by 4. Okay, into rho, that is 1 upon A, or resistance, if you cancel it out, R2 is equal to 1 ohm. The resistance of the new wire is 1 ohm. Now I know you might find this a bit odd, okay, because you see this is mathematical in nature, and unless I actually work it out on the paper and do it for you, you will find it difficult to understand. So again, as I said, this will be done on the paper, just like maths. You can't read maths. Okay, that's why I'm telling you these are mathematical portions, and that has to be done on a piece of paper. All right. First, I'll just take you through the whole chapter, and that would be far easier. Now, resistance of a system of resistors. Now, this part is an important part. Every year, एक तो ओम्स लॉ आता है, ओके, और दूसरा ये जो अभी हम करने वाले हैं वो भी आता है. In other words, this is the part which you need to pay attention. देखो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में एक ओम्स लॉ, दूसरा न्यूमेरिकल्स, और तीसरा ये रेजिस्टेंस, रेजिस्टेंस इन पैरेलल एंड रेजिस्टेंस इन सीरीज. ये तीन चीज हमेशा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के चैप्टर में से करना चाहिए, बिकॉज हर बार देयर इज अ 95% चांस ये तीनों तीन या तो तीन में से कोई भी दो आएगा. That is what my experience tells me. Okay, either Ohm's law, resistance in series or resistance in parallel, which we are going to do now, and numericals, वो आते ही है और इस साल भी आएंगे. Understood? So these three things are extremely important. We have discussed Ohm's law. Okay, now we are discussing numericals. Of course, I will do it once again. Okay, after the chapter is over. And resistance in parallel and series, which we are about to do now. Be attentive about this. Okay. Now you see resistance can be connected in series or parallel. In preceding sections, we learnt about some simple electrical circuits. We have noticed how the current through a conductor depends upon its resistance. Okay. Depends upon its resistance and potential difference across its different ends. In various electrical gadgets, all types of electrical gadgets, we often use resistors in various combinations. This is a word important, combinations. Okay, एक resistor नहीं होता है, तीन चार resistors होते हैं. We now therefore intend to see how Ohm's law can be applied to combination of resistors, 2, 3, 4. There are two methods of joining resistors together. Shows in electricity where three resistors R1, R2 and R3 have been joined end to end. Here the resistors are said to be connected in series. Okay, R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series. Now see what this is. Very simple, straightforward derivation, लेकिन पूछा जाता है. Alright, जब ये पूछा जाता है क्वेश्चन, you must draw the electrical circuit. Electrical circuit इसमें जो अभी पेज के ऊपर है, वो electrical circuit. This is for okay derivation of derive the equation. Derive the equation for equivalent resistance when three resistors are connected in series. All right, we'll just correct these things. All right, now let's see this. What is the question there? Derive the equation for equivalent resistance when three resistors are connected in series. This will be the question. Question ऐसा ही होगा. Derive the equation for equivalent resistance when three resistors are connected in series. अब देखो ये पहले सबसे पहले आपको ये सर्किट बनानी पड़ेगी. Okay, what is the circuit? You can see R1, R2 and R3 are three resistors. जैसे कि नाइक्रोम वायर. Okay, it could be an electricity bulb, it could be an LED bulb. कोई भी वायर या कोई भी चीज जो कंडक्ट करती है उसको रेजिस्टर होता है, रेजिस्टेंस होता है, इसलिए उसको रेजिस्टर बोलते हैं. R1, R2, R3 resistors. Okay, they are connected one after the other, end to end. That's why it is called series connection. और देखो X और Y, X और Y पे वहां पे एक पोटेंशियल आई मीन voltmeter is connected in parallel with R1, R2, R3 to measure the potential difference across the three resistors. Alright, and one ammeter is connected in series with the resistors, in series, to show the current passing through the resistors. Actually, you can see that ammeter को, ये जो ammeter है, it is connected here. The better place for ammeter should be here. Okay, how much current has passed through it, वो मेजर करने के लिए पहले नहीं, एक्चुअली बाद में करो तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, लेकिन it won't make any difference. Okay, now there is a key out here which is shown in the depressed state, मतलब it is closed key. Current is flowing from positive of the battery to negative of the battery, positive of the battery to negative. In other words, it is going clockwise direction. Okay, तो पहले बैटरी में देखो कितने सेल है. ओके, लंबी लाइन को गिनो, पॉजिटिव वाली लाइन 1 2 3 4 4 सेल है. अगर एक सेल का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 1.5 वोल्ट से तो 4 का 6 वोल्ट हो जाएगा. मान लो कि ये 6 वोल्ट की बैटरी है. ओके, नाउ द करंट इज पासिंग थ्रू द एमीटर. पॉजिटिव ऑफ एमीटर मस्ट ऑलवेज बी कनेक्टेड विद पॉजिटिव ऑफ द बैटरी. प्लीज बी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. देखो ये पॉजिटिव ऑफ एमीटर इधर, यू कैन सी हियर. ओके, द पॉजिटिव ऑफ द एमीटर शुड ऑलवेज बी कनेक्टेड विद द पॉजिटिव ऑफ द बैटरी. And now the current passes through it. Okay, and it passes through R1, R2, R3, comes back. Okay, passes through the switch is closed and goes back to the battery. The circuit is completed. All right, now you have to take reading. किसका रीडिंग लेंगे? एमीटर का रीडिंग लेंगे और वोल्ट मीटर का भी रीडिंग लेंगे. ओके, R1, R2 and R3, और उसका हम तीन का इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस निकालेंगे. ऑलराइट, एंड सी दिस रेजिस्टर्स इन सीरीज, उसके बाद रेजिस्टर्स इन पैरेलल की सर्किट देखिए. Figure 12 point shows combination of resistors V3 is connected together between the other resistors are connected in parallel. Okay, they are connected in parallel. अब पैरेलल कनेक्शन के देखो ये R1, R2 और R3 तीन रेजिस्टर्स, बाकी की सर्किट सेम है, बाकी की सर्किट में कोई चेंज नहीं है. अब एमीटर को देखो इधर रखा है. ओके, इधर रखो कि इधर रखो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It is always this shows the position जो इसमें दिखा है ना, वो सबसे बेस्ट पोजीशन है एमीटर के लिए. तो करंट का रीडिंग सही एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्टली आएगा. But it doesn't matter where you put the ammeter. But it is important to understand the voltmeter is always connected in parallel. उसका ध्यान रखना चाहिए. एमीटर हमेशा सीरीज में होता है, वो कभी पैरेलल में नहीं होता. Okay, now look at R1, R2, R3. वो तीनों एक लाइन में नहीं है, X और Y से जुड़े हुए, तीनों X और Y से जुड़े हुए. That is called parallel connection. यहाँ पे X के ऊपर, okay, the current will diverge. Different amount of current will pass through R1, R2 and R3. और पॉइंट Y पे फिर से करंट सेम हो जाएगा. मान लो कि इस बैटरी में से करंट जो निकलता है, ओके, बैटरी की वजह से सपोज 6 एम्पियर करंट है, 5 एम्पियर करंट है, तो ये 5 एम्पियर का करंट ये तीनों में नहीं होगा, तीनों में डिवाइड हो जाएगा और Y पॉइंट Y के पास निकलेगा, फिर से वो 5 एम्पियर करंट हो जाएगा. Alright, so I will just write one question out here. Derive the equation for equivalent resistance when three resistors are connected in parallel. Okay, when three resistors are connected in parallel. Alright, derive the equation for equivalent resistance when three resistors are connected in parallel. Now you can see the difference. ये दोनों सर्किट आनी चाहिए. Okay, now let's go ahead there. Okay, resistors in series. What happens to the value of current when a number of resistors are connected in series in a circuit? What would be the equivalent resistance? That's the key word out here. Okay, equivalent resistance. What would be the equivalent resistance when the, now if all the resistors are connected in series, R1, R2, R3, the resistance will increase. The total resistance of the circuit will increase. अगर R1 2 ohms का है, R2 3 ohms का है, R3 4 ohms, 4 plus 3 plus 2, okay, that is 9. तो पूरा सर्किट का equivalent resistance 9 ohm हो जाएगा. In other words, equivalent resistance R would be R1 plus R2 plus R3. R1 plus R2 plus R3. 2 ohms plus 3 ohms plus 4 ohms. That will become the equivalent resistance of the whole circuit when all the three are connected in series. Alright. Now, see. Just to show here, okay. If you look at this carefully, see this, okay, resistors in series. Resistors, what happens to the value of current when the number of resistors connected in circuit? What would the equivalent resistance be like? Okay, in this case, the equivalent resistance would become slightly different, obviously. Okay, we are just a second. Alright, so here you can see the resistors are connected in series. Okay, in the first one in series, second one in parallel. When these resistors are connected in series and in parallel, the equivalent resistance becomes slightly different. So when they become different, alright, just a second. Alright, now you can see in this one on the left hand side, okay, if they are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance will decrease slightly, right here. Alright, so we are discussing about resistors in series. This can happen sometimes. Now you can see here in this experiment here. Okay, R1, R2 and R3, they are connected in series. Okay, notice how plus minus is calculated. See, positive of the battery, positive of the voltmeter, positive of the voltmeter, positive of the voltmeter, positive of the ammeter. Okay, now the current which passes through all three of them will be the same. In this case, remember one thing, the potential difference will change slightly because of each resistance is slightly different. The potential, the V1, V2 and V3 readings will be slightly different because R1, R2 and R3 are different. Current passing through all of them is the same. Now in this case, equivalent resistance R is found to be V1 plus R1 plus R2 plus R3. Alright, here. Now you will observe that the potential difference V is equal to the sum of potential differences V1, V2 and V3. That is, the total potential difference across the combination of resistors is equal to the sum. Just underline it here. Okay. Now look at this part. See, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay. Now, but according to Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So if V is equal to I into R, substitute. V1 will be equal to I into R1. V2 will be I into R2 and V3 will be I into R3. Take out I common, cancel I from both the sides and you get R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay, see here, this part is the important part. Here, V is equal to I into R1, V2 is equal to I into R3, and R2 and V3 is equal to I into R3. Now you put the value, V in place of V, put I into R. Okay, see, this is the critical part. In place of V, put I into R. In place of V1, put IR1, in place of V2, IR2, and in place of R3, or rather V3, IR3. Take out I common, cancel I from both the sides, and you get R, that is equivalent resistance, is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Alright, that is equivalent resistance when they are connected in series. Now this derivation will be asked, so you have got to be careful about this. Okay, we can conclude that several resistors are joined in series. The resistance of combination Rs, the equivalent resistance, equals to the sum of individual resistance R1, R2 and R3. Now look at this example. You see there is a 6 volt battery. Okay, it is connected to a 4 ohms resistor and then it is connected to a bulb. So what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance, because they are connected in series. Okay, the equivalent resistance of the circuit will be equal to R1 plus R2. Now it says an electric lamp whose resistance is 20 ohms and a conductor of 4 ohm resistance are connected to a 6 volt battery. Calculate the total resistance, because they are connected in series. Equivalent resistance, that is of the circuit, R is equal to R1 plus R2, 20 plus 4. So 24 ohms की circuit का resistance होगा. And we are also supposed to find the current through the circuit. The current through the circuit, V is equal to I into R. I is equal to V upon R. V 6 volts की बैटरी है. 6 divided by 24. 6 upon 24 means 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 means 0.25 ampere current. So the current passing through the circuit is 0.25 amperes. Okay. Now you can see here. Now first one, because they are connected in series, R is equal to R1 plus R2. So you get 24 ohms. Now potential difference of the two ends of the battery is 6 volt battery. So by using Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R, or I is V upon R. Okay, so 6 upon 24, 1 upon 4, that is 0.25 amperes. So the current passing through the whole circuit is 0.25. Alright, so this is what we are going to, this is about in series. Okay, now tomorrow we'll carry on with resistance in parallel. In series हो गया, अब in parallel. Now as far as these numericals, you see in physics the most important thing is derivation. Okay, I will show you this derivation because I need a piece of paper. In just explaining like this is not good enough. This, once the chapter is over, those 2 or 3, एक तो Ohm's law का, resistance in series, resistance in parallel and numericals. This requires a pen and paper. Okay, I will be doing that once this is over, and I will also give you the PDF. But we carry on and finish the chapter and explain all the details about it so you understand it thoroughly. Alright, enough for today. Keep learning, keep watching the videos. Okay, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to it, and above all, make a comment, like it and make a comment. Okay, that's important. Thank you and have a nice day.